Bringing back the Zoe. You've seen no Zoe in the LCK recently. I messaged Gorilla and said, you've been seeing any Zoe? Didn't answer my question, Valdez.
Denying that control ward from going down. Peanuts up a level here, getting very aggressive in the jungle. But here we go. The roam from Tushin in the bottom lane. The exhaust coming down. Peanut blowing his flash, but he's going to get locked up here with the Chain of Corruptions. There it goes. First blood over to Spirit. Peanut with a bit of a...
At the end of the day, it is a kill to the Afreeca Freecs against someone to place top lane.
We got a fight. Khan in a lot of trouble. Gets solo killed by Keen. What is going on? And I think because of that, King Zone just not even going to challenge here. The first Infernal Drake going. It's really just about the utility. The engage. He's got that ultimate. Speaking of engage, going in onto Tucson here. Got a 3-on-3. Getting stunned up. Is that catfish? But the damage going back on a Gorilla. But look at that prey. The huge barrel is going to get him into position to go down. They're in the mid lane now. They want to get this first brick, and then they are going to be able to splitting it between another Drake stack here for Afreeca. What's going to be next? Will be the mountain. Certainly going to be nice, especially when it is successful. That means that King Zone, nice little play there from BDD. They are going to be able to lock down that bottom turret.
With those big ultimates being the front line, actually getting out consistent auto attacks in the mid game when he has to respect the damage output with no lifesteal is tricky.
Not spot them coming in. They have no idea. This is going to go down, and there it goes over to Afreeca. The smite is perfect. Looks like he's just going to get away. And that should be the Drake and some more objectives going to Afreeca.
Happily drifts away with the Scion, yelling cowards as he exits. Afreeca have the map control onto the mountain Drake. That'll be an easy one, and suddenly the Baron speed goes higher. That's a bit worrying to think about, Valdez. Easily picked up for Afreeca. We didn't see that super...
Trying to get that dive onto Khan. He does get away. Charge there from the Scion will not catch him, but again, another objective goes down. A huge Baron power come into game number one. Not really what we were expecting. Spirit looking solid as a rock. It's pretty incredible. He comes back here. It's a big Gnar ultimate, but now he doesn't have his flash.
Yeah, lots of resources used there. Afreeca just move bot side. They take the free mountain Drake. They reassess. Gonna go for the Baron anyway. Looking for a turn here on the side of Afreeca.
It's gonna be up to Peanut. Can he get the steal? The early flash in, and he does not get it. Peanut gonna take a huge amount of damage, but Prey down in the bottom side trying to do the damage to Tucson. The huge jump onto the Varus. They do the damage. Now Kuro's low, and he does go down.
Prey's hitting up.
Team is gonna be going down here as well. It's a 3-on-1. Not much he can do to get out of here. The Baron will go over to Afreeca, but they're trying to escape with as many lives as possible. Only Spirit and
Zoe. Also what the Kai'Sa represents, because usually Prey is on those utility carries. 2-item Ezreal, the Ashe for the arrows. This time he's on a hard carry. This time he has all the farm. This hasn't been Prey in 2018, but we know he can go hard carry when he needs to.
Gonna be locked down here as Khan needs to hop away. Is gonna miss that Mega Gnar as well. Look at the damage already onto the turret. The double Mountain Drake doing that damage. They take out an inhibitor turret already.
Prey can't walk up. The Skarner is on the sides. They're looking to give up this inhibitor, it looks like.
Look at Kramer right in the front, not scared. Knows he has Deucin right next to him. Those Baron minions in the back, just one of them is going to take. They are giving so much respect to this team. They do not want to have a chance of this being stolen.
Watch Gorilla. He's on the bot side, not spotted at the moment, looking for a flank. He's deciding whether he needs to recall. They're just going to power it down. I think Peanut's going to give it up.
There it is. The smite comes in, and
so fast. Watch
look
this.
At this. It just disappears. There's no hope. And King Zone know it. They have to give it up. Lanes. The macro is on point tonight. They send back Tushin. They get the Baron, but Peanut taking so much damage in the front line. Trying to help there in the defense, but not much he can do. The Skarner is totally useless now. At this point in the game, they're going to give away one more inhibitor, make that 2 as they move towards the bottom side. Keen also escorting in the top.
2 inhibitors minimum are picked up easily by the side of Afreeca.
They're just going to push in. They don't even need the minions. They have enough damage now to chunk it away. That should be a 3rd inhibitor. Some nice damage coming out of BDD onto Kuro. Let's see if they can actually engage here. They need to do something desperately. Afreeca, once again, showing class, backing off. They do not want to take a fight that they're not ready for. They wait for the minions to come in, taking it very, very slowly into this inhibitor.
Everything is on their side. Still wearing the Baron buff for another minute 30. Kramer, the safest AD carry ever. As there's just no backline threat from King Zone, it takes too long to go through the tanks. Afreeca dotting their I's, crossing their T's. Will it be the 3rd inhibitor on this push? They're waiting for the minions.
That they are. BDD so close to chunking Kramer there in that last initiation. You can see that he's going to try to go for it Some desperation play, perhaps with the flash of his own. Just looking to clear, and again, the inhibitor is not going to go down just yet.
Here we go.
There it is, the engage from Gorilla, but in the front line is the tanks, and they're going to lock down Gorilla now. That ultimate is eventually going to go down, and the Alistair will be taken out, but Prey trying to go.
The minions start to push in. Watching closely here, they should lose their first Nexus turret.
Gorilla, he needs to engage with the perfect devour there from Tushin, and the double knockup from the efforts to mine, but Prey, he's going off. He's in the front line now. Keen taking a bunch of damage. No deaths here on the side of Kingzone just yet. Prey in the back line. Can he 1v5 this? He's taking that damage from Kuro. Doesn't look like the answer is yes just yet. Caught now, gonna go down to Kramer. He gets his own backline access, takes out one member, getting to work on the turret now. Looks like Afreeca is gonna be able to take game number one. Down goes the Nexus, and are you surprised? They take out Kingzone, the favorites, in game number one.
Afreeca Freecs, they went for the standard. Kingzone was the one that rolled the dice and says, we got new stuff after 3 weeks. The new stuff turned against them. No value out of the Zoe as the game goes on. Peanut for once, well held in the early game. No mid-jungle control. Really doesn't jive.
On the rise. Into it, no, gets switched up right at the last second into Galio. So Galio versus Sion in the mid lane.
But also
careful, flash up on Peanut once that engaged. Trying to read the flash here. Can he do it? Once to get the first stun. There's the flash, but the engage comes in from Kaisa. First blood from Peanut. He is going to lock it down. Is he going to go down here, though? Very, very tanky. There's the stun into the Maokai ultimate. The pillar eventually going to come down. Forces that flash in, but the flash now from Spirit trying to do that damage. He's losing tankiness. Down he goes. Now the Galio going to follow up onto BDD. Looks like they're not going to bite off more than they can chew. Here comes Gorilla with the first roam. Also has Prey. This is about to turn into a 4v3. And now getting stunned up is Kuro. Launching in is Prey. That is going to be a dead Galio. In the end, kill goes to Gorilla. And now they will have the advantage in the mid lane push.
May have to trade mid lane top for bot lane top, but you take that any day of the week, making the Galio accountable. The ability to use the killer instinct off of your melee champions and also hard CC to come in so big in that regard.
And being very proactive. The early roam from Prey and Gorilla, getting there before Tucson and Kramer, right in the front. Able to follow up, get the mid lane.
Division bot side as well as mid lane. They're just going to try and straight up gank mid.
Okay, we got Khan in here as well, and Kuro gonna be knocked up. Not much that he can do. Should have a feast coming on in, and there's just no escape for him. Tries to Hero's exit out of this one, but trying to stick around and call the help of his teammates. You'll notice that Kuro trying to lean here. The ultimate gonna be forced to be blown, but so much damage still coming out. He cannot live in the end, even through the ultimate. Kuro comes in with the TP, but not there in time. And now with Tucson down, looks like Kingzone gonna continue to push in the bot lane.
Isolated damage, press the attack bot lane, and Binding does hit onto Kuro, but he'll back away.
Oh, there's the charge on in, and Spirit just runs into it. No surviving for him. No way to get out of that one. You notice that Kuro is trying to save the turret, but now with this taunt down, they're going to be getting onto him. Everything going wrong for Afreeca. Kingzone rolling through them right now. It takes so long for the Galio to die, but they finally do it in the end. Prey going to secure
right now. Isn't going to be focusing on Q Evolve. Usually that's what we see. Essence Reaver into
another outer turret here. Just going to fall from the rotation of Kingzone, getting 4 members up there.
Able to tussle into the Kai'Sa instantly. Prey will win the fight.
Ultimate's coming in. They're going to engage here. Keen and Spirit trying to get in, and no escape for Keen as he gets chopped down by the Togoth. The Q not going to
down this. They can do it again and again. Here we go.
Spirit going to be the one this time. The subjugate coming in, but it's not really going to help them. Too much damage coming out from 4 members. Getting a look at this side lane fight, of course, but again and again and again, Kingzone biting off piece by piece from Afreeca.
And you know, Kingzone going to give you promotion. S+ tier Baron comp. There is no counterplay. There's nothing you can do. If you face check, you die. There is no cooldown on their ability to turn. Pick into Baron. Nicely done by Kingzone. The Baron damage is going to take a while because the Togoth's going to feast it eventually. Kingzone, get the Baron.
Actually, what happens when you got a Togoth that's ahead, they don't necessarily need the siege for the outer turrets. Kramer goes back home. He needed more items to help out with this clear. And unfortunately, that means they are going to lose 2 turrets. Trying to come back in this one. Damage going down on Tucson. He has to blow his ultimate again. He is out of position. There is way too much CC. You cannot be out of position. Trying to get that engage from behind, but he gets punished for it.
So much damage on Prey, 2 levels above Kramer. Superior damage build, a superior Shredder because no one can come over. He's basically Super Shredder. 5 people in the chat know that reference. Gonna be the mid lane inhibitor going down, BDD in the top lane, Afreeca's base in tatters.
This is the King Zone we expected to show up in game number 1. A little bit of a hiccup in game number 1, but they come out here in game 2 and they say we are the better team. Peanut having a much better performance, an MVP performance, getting into that bot lane, setting up so many ganks onto Kramer. Some mistakes from Afreeca as well, maybe getting a little bit overconfident after their win. We'll see if they can hold off the push. Not looking likely. Keen taking a damage, but in the back line, we do have Prey taking it. They are going to go onto Gorilla, actually, not Prey. He's on the right side doing that damage. Khan getting low, though. Kramer having a lot of room to do the damage. There's the pillar onto the Cho'Gath, but it's not enough. Finally, they take him out. The engage from Tushin. He gets onto him, but Prey dodging everything on the right side. Does he have enough damage to take everyone out, though? He is going to get locked down, and Kramer finally,
still going!
Not enough. Prey is going to survive. The pillar not going to help him. A triple kill, a quadra kill almost comes in. It's a double for the Sejuani. Peanut takes it, and Prey, in the end of it, a very close fight, especially with the huge lead King Zone had, and they finally win it. They're going to win the game as well.
That's why they priority pick the Kaise, skips around, nothing that can be done. He falls low, but they keep the trust in Prey. Why not? The name of the Cogmorcant, the Juggernaut, was invented for Prey. Maybe the Jugger Kaisa is here to play.
King Zone do it in about 30 minutes there, taking game number 2, saying we want to take back the series. Game 1 was a fluke. In the finals is going to get locked in for the Talia versus Azir matchup.
And these early rotation Talias that was so...
Level 2 is Khan. Going to be very hard. He's already taken a lot of damage. Is going to be looked to be slowed. The flash comes in from Keen, and the red buff is going to be proc. No escape for the top laner. First blood goes over to Keen in the top lane.
And that's what happens when you have a jungler.
Performance so far. Will it be traded back, though? The flash was blown onto Keen, looking for the knock-up here. Here comes Peanut. Once that pillar goes down, can he escape from here? Is there enough damage, though? It looks like it's close. Down he will go, and the trade back kill will go over to Khan.
Well, top lane's no longer an island.
Not answer this. Mowgli comes into the river, says, hey, I know where Peanut is. Let's go for this right now. They just walk into the Infernal, take it away.
Is what this comp is made for.
Trying to beat in Mowgli here. Gonna miss the seismic jump. He flashes in. Look at the response from Afreeca. Trying to get the kill, and he does. Kramer able to turn him down. Peanut getting extremely low as well. Is forced to flash away. BDD and Prey, though, moving forward, trying to do the damage on the Kuro, but Tushin is there. And Kramer able to lock him down. Opening on up for the curtain call. One shot.
Zone looking for effectively a lane gank here. They're coming over the blast cone.
Oh, there's that pillar. He's going to be locked down by the Q from the Morgana. Is he going to get out of this? No. He did not have his flash. No escape from the pillar. As you mentioned, Unsealed Spellbook. They want to get this down. Peanut, can he get the steal? The answer is no. In the end, another Drake will go over to Afreeca. Abyssal Voyage up into the top side. Gonna try to lock down Khan, but he does dodge the Deadly Flourish. But now with the Banner of Command, just trying to get onto this turret. No response from King Zone. They're going to the bottom side, and now Khan and this turret should certainly go down. The Devour is going to get in there, and Afreeca pick up another kill.
Just Desserts coming through from the Tahm Kench. So far, the use of the ultimate has been on point. Usually, it's King Zone. 11 games of Tahm Kench who are out-rotating. This time, largely from behind. They catch Khan unawares. He's on the Cho'Gath, not his usual way to play. And they're able to get the first turret, and they're pushing for a second.
Afreeca looking so good on the
Cho'Gath does have the priority in the bot lane, can walk up, but they're trying mid lane.
Oh, there you go. Gonna get him locked down, and unbelievable. This time, no Morgana around Prey. He's gonna be locked down out of nowhere, and that is a huge pick onto the side of King Zone. Now, Afreeca can begin to push down mid lane.
Prey's too far up without his Morgana. Trundle cannot answer what the Skarner can do when it's flashed.
They would go for this Ocean Drake. Gonna go for it now. Nice double stun there from Keen to just deny any engagement. They're gonna try to go for the pillar, getting huge value. The Scion running into the wall, gonna sacrifice himself for the rest of his team. Down goes Keen and says, here, take me with you. I think he could have tried to get out of that one. Not really sure what that charge was all about, Papa.
Seemed like a communication disconnect. The moment you press that ultimate, you're going in one direction. It was the wrong way.
Look at Kramer trying to go in and crit him down, but takes a ton of damage himself. Trying to disengage now, but there's Prey in the front line. Not able to take him down in time. Finally does, but will go down onto the turret, gets a double kill onto the bottom lane in the course of it. Now Azir gonna be jumped upon. Unfortunately, Kuro out of position here, but he does survive in the end.
BDD?
Here comes BDD trying to challenge it, he does! BDD is not gonna go down to the turret as well. Kingzone striking back in a huge manner.
This is some risky business by Kingzone. They're going so aggressive. Their AD carry gets a 1 for 2. They still have a lust for blood. They'll get this mid lane out of turret, but the Moni 1 control on Cho'Gath. There's no control wards now.
The wall gonna come on in. Mowgli taking a lot of damage. Will they turn? They're committing to it here. Trying to get the damage. They got it. Go, but Kramer disappears. Will they have enough damage to fight back? Kuro getting extremely low himself, and I'm not sure that he can get out of this one. Tries to, but he cannot. They get the Baron, but 3 members are gonna go down from the until everybody respawns. And at this point in the game, it's gonna be significant. They're gonna be looking for some objectives here. Going for this mid inhibitor, but look at Kramer, he's in a bit of trouble here. The Devourer is down, and down he does go. No way to get him, Tushin. He devours up Mowgli and doesn't have it available for Kramer. Means that he goes...
Take a bot lane out of turret, but it's just gonna be an answering one for Afreeca.
Yeah, just gonna trade 1 for 1 in this, and as the rotation comes in, at least the Scion...
The engage guard, Gorilla, the disengaged champion. We've really rewarded Tushin's proactive plays onto
the Morgana, trying to dive 1v5. BDD in a lot of trouble up here all alone. Are we gonna have this? The Abyssal Voice coming in, and BDD nowhere for him to go, is gonna be shut down. Prey though coming from behind, Kuro's getting low. They're trying to damage this Cho'Gath, but not enough. It's gonna get Prey. There goes Prey into the backline. Now he's up to Kramer. Can he get him? Nice Devour to get him out of dodge here, but Kuro goes down, and Prey is doing incredible damage in the backline. Takes out Mowgli, going for Keen. No one to answer this Kai'Sa as she rips through the Afreeca Freecs team. Tushin is going to go down eventually, as it should be. The ace is trying to flash and deny that ace, but here comes Prey. Will eventually take him, as Tushin will go down. The ace over to Prey. His Kai'Sa popping off tonight.
And when the he has decided that he is the hard carry, the team agrees this will be inhibitor. Maybe not quite the game for Kingzone DragonX.
Can't quite end it just yet. We're only 35 minutes into the game. They've got only 3 members, no Baron, of course. Kingzone, very impressive in this game so far. Gonna take a very free Baron with this Weaver's Wall. Nothing that Afreeca can do.
Introduction to trying to contest
5,000. Prey moving forward, just got a crit in the face, and immediately Kuro has to back off. Look at the strength of this push. They've got a Scion to try to fight back, but very scary for them. We'll see Keen in the front line already taking a bunch, and that turret getting very low. So many minions pushing with the Baron, and nothing that Afreeca can do to stop this.
There's just so many things to respect. Just the pillar, massive with the flashes being down. Mowgli tries to walk up. This is not what you want to walk up to.
Going on in there, trying to take out the 2. Seismic Shove is going to get 3, and that's going to shut down the game as they get 2 in the end of it, make it 3. As Kuro and Kramer have to leave with their tail between their legs. Kingzone fighting back here in game number 3. They were behind, but they say, we are the better team. We are going to win this one, and that they will. They fight back. They want the kill. They're going to go into the base there. They take him out. They take the Nexus, and game 3 goes to Kingzone.
And you know when a plan comes together, when the Kai'Sa rips through 2 fights and the Cho'Gath into a tank. I'm going hyper carry. I'm going for myself. He's playing for himself, but now Keen jumps onto the Camille.
Immediately, Keen is backing up, but this might be too late. He's going to have to read it. Nice read from Keen. Does ultimate to get away from the Arctic Assault, but will it matter in the end? Trying to do damage. The Shock Blast is going to be dodged. Minions blocking that one, and first blood will go over to BDD.
Keen did everything with the Abyssal Voyager and outplay. If Tushin's in lane, there's no Tahm Kench top.
Trying to bait in Khan here, but Peanut is coming in. They're going to get the stun, and they're trying to combo it down, but the flash comes in. And now Peanut's here on time. Can they get the damage now? No! The flash is going to come in from Mowgli. He does get the kill first, and now the TP trying to answer. Actually, it's the Abyssal Voyage trying to get on top of BDD. They do push him back. Now the focus is onto Peanut. He doesn't have his flash. He should be going down. They're going to give the kill over to Kramer. A fresh breath of fresh air.
Watching this game.
Yeah, Keen awkwardly forced into the Ninja Tabby delays.
No all-in options for the Cog and Tahm Kench. So actually Jaisu, one release was a 1v2 champion, able to EQ minion waves. Actually delays.
Just a slight movement from Peanut. He actually just walks up towards there, and they say, okay, we got to give
We just want to take objectives. Let's hold that point, though. We're all here. We're fighting.
Trying to come on from behind, Prey in a little bit of trouble with the Weaver's Wall, but they're gonna get on top of him with the Camille, and that should be a double kill now! The Rift Herald does go over to the side. Is gonna push on in. Nice devour to save Kramer's life. And they do take out that turret. That's
easy objectives. They know there's a 5v5 they win later. It just seems like later will never come. The Relic Shield into the Targons just to stand next to the Azir and get a couple of little Targons telecom for Longzhu in the last grand final, whereas outplays with it. This is a hard outplay.
Abyssal Voyage, he needs to get the damage down, but the Devour is there, and another kill goes to Kramer.
For Kingzone to be killing a Drake, they need the Elder on the map to add another variable that Afreeca can't prepare for. And that means the Elder Dragon
is going to have to be the roughest steal of all time. Can they do it? And the answer is no. Peanut getting the smite down at about 500 health. Sneaking up on him, and that means that the Kog'Maw going to be forced to recall. That'll be the first inner turret for Kingzone.
Not often does the mid lane
hold off these Baron minions once again.
There's a lane ward, but it doesn't seem like King's going to come in. They're initiating.
There you go. The Devourer does come in, but now Mowgli in the awkward spot, but Peanut eating some damage. Mowgli nearly going down to the damage from Prey, but they do make him disengage, and that will be the first inhibitor. Once again in the front, Prey showing off that Kai'Sa saying, get the hell. Oh, there it is! They sniped the Kog'Maw! That is huge! That could be game ending here. What will Kingzone do? They take out a second inhibitor. Let's see. They're gonna push into these Nexus turrets now.
They're gonna go for the jugular.
Oh boy, Kuro eating too much damage too. This could be the end of it. Peanut able to take out the top catch. Keen now jumping in. He gets one kill onto the Morgana.
Doesn't matter.
It's only the Morgana. The GA gonna come on in here, and down he just go. Kuro can't do it. They're gonna take him out, and down goes Mowgli, the ace in the end of it all. And it looks like Kingzone DragonX, as the Nexus goes down, will be your LCK 2018 Spring Split champions.
Kingzone DragonX come back to the LCK final. They do defend their crown. Not something we see too often in Korea. The best team in the regular season is confirmed to be the best team in the postseason. And now Kingzone DragonX go over to MSI. Still heavy favorites.
Looking to create a legacy for themselves. They win in summer 2017. They get another victory here in LCK. The genius of the coaches, or whatever Afreeca had, was not enough. Kingzone DragonX are your champions tonight.
Really interesting final, Val. There's so many different things to talk about. People will point to the Kai'Sa. Kingzone will say that Afreeca would point to their process and their answers and say that they thought they could handle it. The end result is no. The Kai'Sa was so strong all 4 games. Kaz may not have played a part, but he was a Royal Roader last season. His squad is too strong. And now Kingzone DragonX go in all the way over to Europe. And who can stop this team? I have a feeling that just a single Kai'Sa will not be enough.
Would have to agree with you. We were calling for it the entire time. Afreeca refused, and Prey says, thank you very much. I'll scoop up the series MVP. Seems pretty obvious at this point. This guy was carrying so damn hard on the Kai'Sa, and they still would not take it away from him. In 4 games in a row, he is able to do so much, and they will lift the trophy once again. Thinking about 2 times in a row, this team looks so strong, and going into summer, obvious favorites to potentially take a 3rd one in a row.
And it was how fast it came together. They plugged in Peanut, might as well have been 2016 again, as it all hit gold. They have never lost a series this year when Khan has completed it. No Rascal today. It's all about Khan. It's all about Kingzone DragonX. There are the big smiles. There is the big favorites. The crowd heavily on the side of Kingzone. Got to see so many heroics from Prey. Not on the Ashe, not on the utility. His hard carry, his cleanup was the really big takeaway in this series. And that means this long season ends with the big favorites for most people lifting the trophy.
All smiles here on the side of Kingzone. They taste victory again. Prey said it. He said, Well, it's been a long time. I want to get another championship, and he will lift the trophy once again. So many Prey fans here in the audience, and they're all cheering for him tonight.
The only team other than SKT to go to MSI from Korea will be Kingzone DragonX. That is why you see the big celebrations. That is why this team stayed together and strengthened with Peanut coming into the lineup. They're going to feel so happy about how the season went. But it was undeniable if you watched any amount of Kingzone DragonX who the favorites were. And sometimes the favorites lift the trophy as expected.
Speaking of expected, the most popular prediction we had, 3-1. And it does go over to Kingzone. They look so dominant throughout the regular season, only losing twice. You gotta hand it to Afreeca. They at least won one game, but Kingzone prove again that they are not to be trifled with. Is there a team that can take them out? I don't know, Papa.
I'll be the first to say no, Valdez, and I'd be impressed if there was. This also caps off a wonderful season here at SPO TV. First LCK final ever hosted by them. It will be a Kingzone victory. Thank you very much, guys, for joining us. Once we wrap up some of these festivities, we'll close out the show with G-Sun. She'll provide the translations. We'll hear from all the players. But for us, it's been a great season.
It certainly has. An absolute honor to come back here into the finals and cast with you, Papa Smithy. It looks like we're just about wrapping up here. Thank you so much once again, guys, for watching. We love you, and we're going to see you guys next time.